Hey guys, Brett here with Manifest Better Life YouTube channel, and on this video I want to start with the first lesson with absolutely effortless prosperity. This first lesson is called I watch what I say, and it is very important lesson because everything what comes after will basically stack on top of this lesson. Now, the way how it works with absolutely effortless prosperity is that basically lesson number 1, you watch on the 1st of the month. Lesson number 8, you watch on the 8th of the month. So I just want to remind you that. So that means that if you are watching this lesson, it should be the first day of the month. So I want you to get comfortable and let's get started. Day 1, lesson 1. I watch what I say. Today, I am aware of all the things I say. I look at what I'm saying, how much I'm talking, and how much of what I'm saying is making a difference in my life. Am I speaking for peace or am I speaking for turmoil? Am I speaking to bring more joy and love, or am I speaking to bring more fear? Throughout this day, I'm aware of what I'm saying, and I choose to speak only words of joy, peace, and love to myself and others. Today, I watch what I say. So this lesson is very important because it will teach you to be aware of things that you are saying, because whatever you say, it is true to you, and basically you will attract that because you attract who you really are. So whatever you say, that basically confirms who you are as a person. And that is why it's really important to be careful what words you use on daily basis. Now, it's being said that we have over 60,000 thoughts throughout the day, and like 75% are repetitive. So now you will be able to catch whatever you're saying because you can hear it. So you will catch what you are thinking about the most, and you can change it throughout this 30-day challenge, if you want to call it like this. So now with absolutely effortless prosperity, there is always a lesson, which was now. Then there's going to be recommended reading and then assignment for day 1. So let me first go to the assignment for the day 1, which is be aware of how much you keep your word today. This is also a very important thing to do because most of the time you say things and then they don't have no meaning. Maybe you say, oh, today I will publish a book, or maybe today I will make sure I say to somebody I love you, or today I will, and you fill a blank. But then the day goes around and you get busy with other things, and you at the end of the day you end up not doing what you wanted to do. And this is not so good sign that you are projecting to the universe, because now the universe is like, oh, this person says he will do this or she will do this, and then he will not do it. So if that person is not keeping the word, why should I? Why should I give them what they want if they don't even do their own part, right? So this is very powerful. Make sure that every day you live and whatever you say, you keep your word. So that is the assignment for day 1. And affirmation for day 1 is I speak only for peace. Now repeat it with me. You know what? Just breathe in and out. One more time. And last time, breathe in and breathe out. And repeat this affirmation throughout the day. I speak only for peace. And feel it. I speak only for peace. I speak only for peace. It is very important to repeat this affirmation or mantra as many times as you want. And I think that like 40, 50 times, 3 times a day, maybe like in the morning when you first read or watch this lesson. After that, maybe when you take a lunch break, and then before you go to sleep and get ready for the lesson number 2 the next day. right? So this is the best way that you can really integrate all this teaching that you will be learning here with me and absolutely effortless prosperity. So Bijan also is doing the recommended reading, and I kind of was like hesitant to reading this, but I know that just because the book is really hard to get, maybe some of you will not be able to get it. And in order for you to get the most out of these lessons, I think that reading these stories that Bijan is sharing with us is very important, because they will give you more lessons, or integrate the lesson that you learn for this day more, right? So he has 3 stories, and let me read all of them. Because what you're gonna learn is about ego, then you're gonna learn about keeping your word, and in the third story you're gonna learn you always get what you want. And this is what people don't realize, right? You get whatever you want. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad, because universe or God doesn't recognize, because he gives you what you want, because he gives you anything that you want. And this is very important. So let me actually go to the first story, which is about ego. When we come to our bodies, we bring forth our ego, which is a thought of separation based on fear. At that stage, our ego is like a little puppy which depends only on us. We love it like our own pet. We feed it with our insecurity. We put a leash on it, and we attach the leash permanently to our wrist like a handcuff. From that moment on, the more we feed our ego by thinking we are better than others and we are special, or by thinking we are not as good as others and we are guilty, the bigger our ego becomes. Unlike a puppy, our ego's growth is not limited. If we feed it enough, it can grow as big as an elephant. And by that time, we will have no control over it whatsoever. In fact, you probably know of certain people with elephant egos, where the smallest disappointment drives them crazy enough to throw a fit. If you have ever had a dog, you have noticed that as you take your dog for a walk in the park and someone else is doing the same with the bigger dog, the bigger dog will never attack you, but it will attack your dog. That is the way ego is. It only notices or sees other egos. Spirits are totally unnoticed in this situation. As long as you listen to your ego, the thought of separation is fully present, and the outcome is always turmoil and entanglement. Our goal is to minimize our ego by not feeding it. This way, it will be kept small and weak, and it will not have any choice but to follow us, the spirits that we are. When the ego follows us, the outcome will be joy, peace, and effortless living. And this is why I think that it's very important to do these lessons day by day and repeat the circle every month for a couple of months, just because you will be able to tame your ego and feed your spirit. And that is the key to be effortless, prosperous, to attract the money you want, the job you want, the person that you want to be with for the rest of your life, to be healthy, right? You can choose anything you want, because what effortless living means is that you can get and you can have anything that you desire in order to live in peace. So now the second story is keeping your word. A dear friend of mine always seemed to be telling me that the universe was less than kind to him. Even though he made a good amount of money, he always spoke about scarcity. He was never satisfied with anything that happened in his life, and his relationships usually fell apart after a few weeks. My friend was always complaining to me that the universe did not ever give him what he asked for. Sometimes he even compared himself to me, asking, "Why do you always get what you ask for?" Every time I heard that question, I would think for a moment and simply reply, I don't know. Finally, I decided to meditate and consult my guide on this matter. Why is it that I receive all that I wish for in my life and my friend does not? My guide answered, imagine that God, your Father, your higher power, is watching you with shimmering readiness and excitement, waiting to manifest your wishes. When you keep changing your mind and changing your word, saying one thing and then doing another, he gets confused. Not knowing that his son can lie, God watches and listens and then say to himself, my son does not know what he truly desires, but since I'm very patient, I will simply wait until he makes up his mind, no matter how long it takes. Keeping your word is very important for your welfare, my guide continued. Give your word only when you are positive that you are going to live up to it, and the universe will come together to provide you with what you ask for. Your friend is very confused. He constantly changes his mind after giving his word. As long as he continues not to keep his word, the universe will hold back. Shall I relay this information to him? I asked. No, not now, my guide said. I will let you know when to tell him. He is not yet ready for it. My guide assured me that we are all growing along the right path. Though we do not have a choice as to the direction of our growth, we do have a choice of how fast we grow or how much we delay it. This is like why I think it's really important, guys, to really, when you say something, just make sure you really do it, because otherwise, really, universe, it doesn't matter how you call it. Bijan usually refers it to God, Father, but usually it could be the spirit, the source, it could be your guide, it could be universe, right? You can call it anything you want, but basically it's the unlimited creative energy that you can all tap into, and that is what helping you to be whatever you want to be, to attract whatever you want to attract. And remember, you attract only who you are. So if you are a peace, you attract peace. If you are love, you attract love and anything that comes with it. So remember that. Now let's go to the last story for this day, and that is, you always get what you want. I had not been on a trip for a while, so I decided to take my 11-year-old son, Michael, on a short cruise to Mexico. The trip was planned so that we would be on the ship for New Year's Eve, and we were both very excited about the idea of welcoming in the new year this way. The morning before the day of our departure, I went to the gym to do my usual workout and ran into an old friend that I had not seen for a while. When I told him how excited I was about this cruise, he suggested that I would have much better time being by myself and meeting other adults. I did not agree with him when he said that, but as I continued my workout, I noticed that the thought of being on a large cruise ship by myself was sounding better and better. I began to wish that I had planned to go on the cruise alone. After my workout, I went to pick up my son from his mom's house so we could get on our way. He answered the door and immediately informed me that he had changed his mind. He would not be going on the trip after all because he had absolutely no desire to be on a boat. After a few moments of disappointment, I realized how fast my thoughts had materialized. My wish to be on the cruise ship alone had come true. Leaving Michael at home with his mom, I drove to the hotel where I was to spend the night before boarding. I had dinner by myself and then went back to my room to relax and meditate. During my meditation, the awareness came to me that I missed my son and really wished to have him with me on the cruise. I expressed the wish to my guide, who said that if I were sure about this, I should call my son at his mom's house in Las Vegas. I called Michael the moment my meditation was finished. When he picked up the phone and realized who was calling, he confessed in a shaky voice that he missed me and had made a mistake in his decision. I asked him if he would like to catch a plane in the morning and join me on the cruise, and he said he would. Once again, I was surprised by how fast my thoughts were materializing and my wishes were coming true. I hung up, called the airline, and made arrangements for my son's morning flight from Las Vegas to Los Angeles. The next day was perfect. Michael's flight arrived on schedule, the drive to the cruise ship was effortless, and we boarded the ship with time to spare. I found myself truly happy to have my son with me, and our time spent together on the cruise was very joyous. This whole experience reminded me that we have to be open to see how fast our thoughts can materialize and our wishes can come true. So I hope, guys, that you realize that you are really powerful creator and you can really manifest anything you like. That is why I like to call this channel Manifest But Alive, just because I really believe you have the power. The only thing that you need to do is to keep your word so you don't confuse God, Father, or the universe. The recap of this first day lesson is to really make sure that you watch what you say and say only things that brings you joy, peace, love, happiness. I hope that you get some aha moments from this lesson. If yes, please give me a like and also comment below where you're tuning from, or maybe share with me your aha moments from this lesson, because I would love to really hear what you are taking from these lessons. And tomorrow is gonna be lesson number 2. I notice what I hear, which is also going to be a very powerful lesson. And if you are completely new to my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification icon so you will not miss any lessons of absolutely effortless prosperity.